Is there a coaster there?
Yes, ma'am. I would not set it on the table.
Can you see both of us now?
Yes. Well, with that camera. This one's you. That's the two shot.
Mm-hmm. Which side is it?
You just sit there and be as beautiful as you always are.
He's full of it, isn't
He's charismatic. We'll leave it at that.
he? Say again?
He's charismatic. We'll leave it at that.
Let me tell you, he's been charismatic since kindergarten.
This is the interview with Travis and Mrs. Parker. What is your name?
Chris Parker,
And what was your longtime profession?
a teacher for 38 years,
Where at?
Union Local School District.
How did you first meet Travis?
I remember him when he came to kindergarten the first day of school. He was Mr. Tough Guy, man. I could still see him walking down the hall. He had cargo pants on with the pockets. Now, this is a kindergarten child, right? A shirt with cigarettes rolled up in the sleeve,
Real cigarette.
candy ones.
Okay.
And he walked in like he was going to take over the world. Really had a swagger about him. And that was my first memory.
And what was he like as a kid? Now, you were his teacher, I take it?
Yeah, second grade.
Okay.
It was great. He's my favorite guy.
Why did
One
you-
of my favorite guys.
Okay. Let's say, what about Travis made him stand out to you?
For one thing, he had great manners, and he never talked back, and he minded in school. And I don't remember how many check marks he got. I had a rule in my classroom. If you did something wrong, you got a check mark by your name on the board. Second time, check mark on there. The third check mark, you missed a recess. And I don't remember him missing a recess. So, anyway, we've been friends ever since.
Travis credits you for changing about how he thought about himself, what he believed, what he could become. What did you tell him, or what did you foster in him that helped him get to that belief?
First of all, not only Travis, but all the children I told them that you could become anything you want to do. And if you work hard in school and do your best, I didn't say you had to make straight A's, but if you did your best and you learned good discipline, that you could be successful.
Travis has talked about a great tragedy that you suffered. Is it okay to ask about that and talk about that?
It was 31 years ago. My son went to Jamboree in the Hills, which is a big country music festival. Have you ever heard of that?
Yes, ma'am.
They call it something else now. It's not as big, but there would be a couple 100,000 people there. And he went to this music festival. He had been there before, and he met up with his friends, and he was having a great time. And he called me, wait a minute. When he went out the door, I said, "Hey, I need a hug." He said, "I gave you one just a few minutes ago." And I said, my last words to him were, "I'll take all I can get." And then he got in his car and drove away and went to the concert and met up with his friends. And somehow, I don't even remember exactly what time it was because the concert was in the evening, but they had flags there. And he was very patriotic about the American flag. And when he went to raise the flag, it touched a power line and he was electrocuted. He was 24, great kid. He was going to Ohio State, and he was a great drummer. He played in a lot of bands in Columbus and all over the area. And people used to say to me, "How can he stand those drums up in his bedroom?" Because you could have to get into his room, you had to be careful that you didn't get a cymbal in your neck because those big drum sets were sitting in the center of the room. But I said, I know where he is when I hear those drums.
That's right.
Yeah. But anyway, and you meet Travis or Eric?
Mhm.
He was probably pretty young yet, or was he in high school? I don't know.
He was probably still pretty young because it was when I was in elementary school.
Oh yeah.
And how did Travis help you through that, or how did he help you?
Oh my
through
goodness. Were you in 6th grade?
Yes, ma'am.
He was in 6th grade when that happened, when Eric was killed. And he had to go to another school because he was going to be in 6th grade, and we only went up through 5th grade at our building. And he had to ride the bus, but his bus stop was to get off at the school when he came back from the other stop. He came up the sidewalk and over by my window, and he'd tap on the window if it wasn't open, and he just wanted it. You need anything? You doing okay? What can I do for you? Every day he checked on me. He's always done that.
Every single day he checked in. And now you check on him every day, or you guys?
It's a hard time to find him sometimes.
Do you think that Travis's life could have maybe gone down a different path if he hadn't discovered, one, wrestling and sport, and then boxing and MMA? If that wasn't a big part of his life?
I don't know, but I'm very proud of all the things he's done. And no one had better say anything bad about him to me. Because he trained me, and
Yeah, that's right.
no, but he's just always been a good guy in my life.
And she's excited for my next fight.
Did you get excited when he fights, or
Not me.
not you?
I don't go
I
see
just
him.
said you're excited for my next one.
Oh, okay, but
Yeah.
no,
Do you get nervous when he fights?
I wouldn't watch it from 10 feet away. I don't turn it on TV. I want to find out. You'd call me after the fight.
Every time
I
I'll
did
call you.
okay, but
We're all right.
don't worry. I mean, midnight. Sometimes he fought later. Just then I knew he was okay. Then I was okay, and I could go to sleep.
So, and you're aware of all the other things he does at the gym now that he currently does, and working with the disabled.
Very
and-
proud of him.
Yeah.
He has a special heart for kids, like the ones that are disabled or kids that don't have a good life. He's really been good with that.
And I know you've already said this, but you're pretty proud of the man that he's become in all facets.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah,
Oh, can I tell you a story?
absolutely.
One of 1,000. One time, I can't remember what came about. Something up on my roof. I called Travis and I said, Travis, can you?
That hornet's nest.
What were you going to? Oh, it was a hornet's nest. I had a hornet's nest by a window on my second floor. He said, I'll be right over. And he comes up and he looks around. I said, wait a minute, I'll get a ladder. I don't need a ladder. And he goes, and he gets some of these concrete blocks that were built out from the garage wall. He got up on those all this time, lifted himself, and he was right up on top of the roof and went up there and fixed it. Came down and said, what else you need?
What
It's
do you, yeah. What do you think makes Travis such a special person?
He has a good heart. And he has people that love him. Some more than others.
That's right.
That remind you how every time you call him when you moved, when you got your new carpeting in, and how he had to take the furniture.
Yeah, whenever I'd call him, and he'd say, what do you need? And I said, well, I'm getting new carpet, and I need to get the old carpet out before they, move the furniture and stuff. We're right over. Came in, moved my furniture out of the living room, tore the carpet up just like nothing, and cleaned up the floor, because when you have old carpeting, it's a mess.
Yeah, it is.
And took care of it. I don't remember ever paying you.
You've given me more than I could ever ask for.
Really?
It's a major. Our relationship has been the best. I just love her to death.
I did forget about that. And Travis suffered his own great tragedy with the death of his mother, my Aunt Penny.
Oh, I did. I forgot that you were cousins.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Penny. You know what I really have a lot of respect for her is that she worked midnights so she could be home in the day and go to his wrestling tournaments or whatever he needed. And to me, that was amazing. That was really love.
she was the only other person other than my mother that truly accepted me for who I was and loved me for who I was and gave me hope. Like she did. She let me. She get like I could do something better than what I was going to be. Miss Parker always like she said, live your dreams, dream big, and go after it. And
How many times
So-
did you have your name on the board with checks?
oh, I'm sure a bunch.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I bet you if we looked, it's probably stained on the board.
Not really. Not really. He was a
No,
good
I didn't
kid.
get into too much trouble. in
No, he
school.
didn't. And he helped me after school sometimes when I had things to pick up in my room and books to pack. And when we moved from one elementary to the next, he was there and he helped move all the equipment, not equipment, but books and things like that, and get my room organized to
Yeah.
move.
As a teacher, Miss Parker, is this? I mean, this is the kind of relationship you probably aspire to when you have a child that's really special to you and really alters their life. Like your influence on him changed the trajectory of his life. It's probably why you got into the profession in the first place.
I don't know. I just always been a caring person, and sometimes I find that I had special special place in my heart for the underdogs or the kids that had a hard time learning. When I first taught, I taught special ed. I don't know if you knew that, Travis.
Yeah, we talked about it before.
In St.
'cause,
Clairsville.
which is awesome.
And then I went to first grade in Flushing for 4 years, and then I went to Morristown, and I loved that little school. When I first went to Morristown, there were double grades, or sometimes I had a half of first grade and half of second grade in my room, but then they did away with that.
Huh.
But I still keep in touch with a lot of those kids. Was Tammy Bogoffi in your class?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, her mom just died.
Really? No.
Well,
No.
maybe she was older than you.
She might have been. I don't know that name.
Well, when Travis was a little kid, was he fighting in class?
Never.
Never?
No.
Okay. So he tells us about how he was a little terror as a kid. So,
It was mainly in Bethesda when I was in them apartments.
yeah.
I didn't get in trouble in school too much. Like I said, you go ahead and drop an apple and see what happens. You'll get told real quick. She'll keep you on a straight line.
I can't say anything bad about him. And if he got in trouble in another building and when he went to another school, no one ever told me. So I don't want to know anyway.
I don't think she'd hear it. Oh boy.
Who's hungry?
Yeah. I mean, I'm always hungry.
Well, it's time for
Let's
lunch.
grab
We'll all
some
go to
food. Yeah,
lunch.
let's go take these ladies to lunch.
We're taking you.
No.
Yeah.